Welcome to day 25 of how to automate your law firm in 90 days. I am Shay Jackson, your AI automation specialist. We are continuing with our client intake automations in Airtable. In this video, I will be showing you the type of automations you can implement if your client or potential client status is needs review. Let's dive in. Let's get started. I am on my client intake base, or I'm in my client intake base. Now, if this looks a little strange to you, I will have a link up top where you can go and take a look at my client intake automations introduction. In that video, which was yesterday, I talk about Airtable, the legal templates that they already provide that law firms can leverage to get started in Airtable. Pretty neat, pretty amazing. This is one of them. All of this information is just dummy information that is already in the legal templates, just to give you an idea and get started with using the templates, okay? It's several of them, or a few of them. This is one of them, client intake. I am in my all clients view, but as I mentioned in my intro, I am going to create automations based on the review status. And here you see review status right here. But in order to have a concise view, specific view of the review status, I am going down to this view, which, yes, this was already created in the legal template. It is by review status. It's the same clients that is in this view. It's just now we have grouped them by, and I'll click on this so you can see. And I did do an Airtable one-on-one series where I talked about group by, sorting, filtering. And so I'm not going to go over that, but it's real easy. You click group by, and what you can do is choose what you want to group by. And we're grouping by review status, and that is it. Pretty easy. So we have about 4 review statuses. Let me see. We have needs review, schedule initial consultation, keep in touch, not now, move forward. And I will be creating automations for pretty much most of them. For the not now, there will be something automation, but we won't be reaching out to the client because obviously the not now means that they do not want to move forward with our law firm. Okay. Now, again, we're starting with needs review. So what I'm going to do is in this top left-hand corner, you see the indentation is data. I am going to click automations and go to my automation section. One of the things I want to mention again is that with automations, we're working on our free plan. And that's one of the things that I said for the How to Automate Your Law Firm in 90 Days series. I will be just using the free plan. However, once I get past the 90 days, we'll talk more of all of the different types of automations and more power you'll have using the team plan. With the free plan, you only are allowed 100 automations a month. Okay, that's the only limitation that you have, but it's really good. And of course, you'll have more when you have the team plan. But to start off with 100 automations, just to see and streamline business processes, increase productivity, amazing. Let's get started with our first automation. What we're going to do is add a trigger. Remember, the trigger is the party starter. Our workflow automation cannot start unless we have a trigger. So I'm going to choose for my trigger when a record matches conditions. Okay, because remember, we are creating automations by review status, so that is the condition we will be using. Here on the right hand side, I am going to select a table. It is the intake table, and I'm going to just show you right quick. Here is my intake table. We are on the right track. Now I want to add a condition. So I am going to say when review status, you see I just clicked the down arrow, when review status is needs review, that is my trigger. Okay, that is my trigger. So now that I have what my condition is, I am going to add an action. And the action that I want to have, or that I want to include or create, is a Slack notification. I want to, whoever the team is that you have designated, that when there's a client intake form that needs to review, or a potential client information that needs to be reviewed, that is the team that you want to review it. We're going to send that information to the Slack channel so that they will automatically see it. Okay. So here it says send message, and I'm going to put my description as client intake needs review. The action will run always. My Slack account, I've already created it. And now, and if you didn't have your Slack channel created, and that's why it says Slack account, this is one Slack account and it says Slack account 2. It's the same Slack account, but on 2 different videos, I used connect new Slack account, and it was the same one that I had. But if you don't have your Slack account connected to Airtable, all you would need to do is connect a new Slack account, and you can add it, and it'll go through asking you, do you give Airtable permissions and things of that nature. Okay. So I have it connected to my Slack account, and now I'm going to choose what channel I want this to go to. And I want it to go to the needs review channel. And a cool thing, and I'm going to go over here because I already have it open. A cool thing about the Slack channel, and I'm using Slack, but whatever team communications you have, you could be using Microsoft Teams or another platform where you have team communications. What I like about Slack, and also Teams too, Microsoft Teams, you're able to make this, I can make this a private channel where it's only a few people, whoever responsibility it is to address the needs review for potential clients. We could just have it ping them, or they'll be the only one to see this information. Okay. So let me go back. It's needs review, and I do have a message that I've created that I will be using for my Slack message. All right. Let me paste it in here, and it says, hello team, we have a new potential client file that needs to be reviewed. Please take a look and provide your feedback by, and I put end of day tomorrow. However, based on whatever your law firm's turnaround time is in reviewing new clients, then that's what you put, whether it's 36 to 48 hours, 24 hours. You make that designation in there, and that is something that we'll talk about in just a second. You can find their information here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to find their full name so that it'll automatically populate that client's name. Key areas to focus on: accuracy of details, any missing information, potential red flags or concerns. Ask questions or leave comments here, and let's ensure we are aligned before moving forward. So every time we have a record that is in needs review, it's going to send this to our Slack channel. Okay. So now what I want to do is I'm going to scroll down and I want to just generate a preview just to see if it works. Testing is always good. And let me rename it. I'm going to rename it Client Intake Needs Review. Okay. So let's generate a preview to see what that will look like. And it's saying 2 steps will be tested. Slack send a message includes data from previous steps. Airtable will automatically test all of the following steps. Well, thank you, Airtable. Run tests. And now it's asking me to choose a file. And remember, Anthony Fernandez is the one who has needs review. So I'm going to click that. And if there are no issues, it'll pop up. You see, it says test in progress. So here's what the preview would look like from Airtable to niche review. And if you notice, it's not in our Slack channel right now. It was just a test where it's kind of like a sandbox test where it doesn't push it to the Slack channel just yet. Okay, going back, hello team. And yes, this is the message that we have. You see where it says full name. We have Anthony Fernandez. This is great. So now what we're going to do is we're going to turn it on and we're going to test it live. And what I'm going to do in order to test it live is I am going to go back and I am going to change one of the, let's go down here and we'll change, not now. They changed their mind. They called us and said, ABC Law Firm, I changed my mind. I want you to represent me. So I'm going to change Margaret Edwards, not now, to needs review. Okay. And I'm going to go to my Slack channel. And here you see it said it popped up. We have a new potential client. And let me see if it's the correct one. Yes, it is Margaret Edwards. It created that automation. Pretty neat. Okay. So let me go back. And one of the things that I also wanted to mention is not only can we send a Slack message, you can add other actions as well. You could have an email sent. Oh, and I'm glad this popped up. So you see it says you have unpublished changes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off. And the reason this popped up was because I still had the automation on. So if you want to add something, if you don't turn the automation off first, that's when a message will pop up. Okay. So here we can send an email, and let me scroll up. Okay, when we send an email, we could put to. So like I mentioned before, if there are specific people in your law firm that, whether it's legal assistants, account representatives, if they are the ones who are in charge of reviewing the client needs review files, then go ahead and add their emails here. I think having 2 forms of communication to let them know would be good because, some people, they really don't check their Slack. They are more into email and vice versa. And being able to send messages to both, and it could be the same message that I had before to both the Slack channel and email, can ensure that the information or whatever needs to be addressed for that specific client can be done. Okay. And to create the email, it's the same thing. The only thing that I would say is in order to send emails through Airtable, those emails have to be verified. With the free plan, you have to verify them first before you use them. Okay. So now let's go back to our, and I want to actually change this back to not now. Oh, and let me show you. So if you change something, Margaret Edwards moved up here to needs review. And Let's find Margaret Edwards here. It automatically changes it. That's what I love about Airtable. It changes it everywhere across the board. So in our Kanban board, here we have the same information as well. One of the things that I wanted to talk about is, do you have a like a time limit of, for instance, the needs review status? Do you have a time limit of whenever they are in the needs review, how long does it take for that information to be processed, like 24 to 36 hours? And what is cool about Airtable, there is a calendar. And I'm going to create a new view, and the I couldn't think of the word. The date field I want to use is date submitted. Okay. Because date submitted is a computer field, you will not be able to drag workers between dates. Okay, that's fine. So let me go, and actually I need to change a few of these. I need to change a few of these dates because you see it's 2017. That's probably when they made the records. Oh, hold on. Let me change it to, oh, let me see. I can't change date submitted. Okay. That's one thing. And let me go back. That's one thing that I'm going to have to do is, once the date they enter it in, you can't change the date submitted because that's when it was created. So what I'm going to do is I'll create a new record right here. Okay. And we're going to use Daisy Duck. And you see the date submitted is 2/1/25. And we're going to put in her maiden name. I don't know, Daisy Lewis. And let me see. Let me say 10, 15, 1983. Okay. Female. Okay. Orlando, Florida. Okay. That's all we'll create for Daisy. And we are going to put, for our review status, needs review, because it was a client lead, and it seems like it's a good potential client. Her information needs review. Okay, let's see if the information came over here. Hold on. It didn't because I turned off Airtable. Okay, let me move this out. I'm going to delete this action. Okay, let me turn it back on. Okay, let me do it again. It's on. Oh, hold on. Let me see. I'm going to refresh it. There we go. I just need to be patient because it seemed like I'm ready. As soon as I click it, y'all see, I'll go over to the other side to see what the status is. Patience, young lotus. Okay. So you see Daisy Duck is right here. But also, one of the things that I wanted to mention as well today, you see Daisy Duck is right here, February 1st. So one of the automations that you may want to think about having is, once you the status is needs review, doing like a deadline to where that file has to be reviewed within 36 to 48 hours, definitely depending on your law firm or the process that you have. That could be an automation too. If that's something that you want me to show you, definitely make a comment in I will show you how to create that automation. So let me go back to my review status. Pretty much with the needs review, that's the only thing that um, I wanted to show as an automation, because someone needs to look at that person's information. And again, you notice that I mentioned, is there checking if there's any missing information or any potential red flags. And so if there was something, for instance, for Margaret Edwards, it would be um, if it was a personal injury law firm, if it was a personal injury law firm needs medical documentation about injury. Okay, so let's say that that information wasn't included. Well, that is a comment that could be made, and again, it is a part of that. Our team is working on it. That's information we need before we move to the next status of being able to schedule a consultation. And that is it for creating a client intake automation with needs review in Airtable. Airtable automations are amazing. And one of the things that I mentioned in yesterday's video was I love Make, because I talk about it, and I love Airtable, but being able to use all of the resources and tools that a native app has is great. Okay, before we move to something else, because having a lot of things is connected and it is pretty cool, and I will be showing you that. But the first thing you should do is try to exhaust as much as you can any tools, any resources that an app that is your main app that it has. Then if it doesn't meet some of the needs you have, then connect something else like Make, and I'll be showing you that. But it is good business practice. If you have any questions about Airtable automations, AI automations, or Make.com, there will be a link in the description box where you can schedule a free 30-minute consultation with me. I am Shay Jackson, your AI automation specialist. Have a great day.